everybody. Found something really cool in the yard. Actually, it was found in the house. It's a carpenter bee, and I want to show you what the carpenter bee is and what it looks like and how big they are, and just give you a little information about them. So this showed up in the house, of course, in the spring. They love our wisteria. This is a huge bee. It's called the Carpenter Bee. And hopefully I'm going to find some wood that'll show you what a carpenter bee does, how it makes its little hive, little colony. They pack a hole that they make in wood really well. Anyway, it's a huge bee. They're not really dangerous. They can sting you. They probably could bite you a lot better than sting you. They have very strong jaws to bite through that wood. And they love certain flowers in the beginning of the year. They love like tulips and things like that. They love things with big pollen. The wisteria has great nectar and some pollen. And so they're always here every year. They also like the California poppy. So they like some of those kinds. They love lupin, blue lupin. It's a big bee. It's not a bumblebee. It doesn't have that yellow on the flowers, or on the abdomen. It's all black, kind of shiny black. Pretty scary for folks because it is so big, but I always find those kinds of things pretty fascinating. And I'm going to go ahead and let it go outside, and at some point I hope I can find one of their colonies to show you. Hey everybody. Well, here's that carpenter bee. You can see it's pretty good sized. This is a female, and I know that for sure because it's all black. It doesn't have it's trying to fly to the sun. It doesn't have those yellow stripes on the abdomen, so it's not a bumblebee. And it's all black, so it's a female. The males of the carpenter bee are red and a little bit larger, a little more robust, bigger jaws, but they can really chew a hole in wood. Here's an example of some wood in the backyard, and we've cut it so that you can see the holes that the carpenter bee will make. And they're absolutely perfectly round. And they go back about 9 or 10 inches into the wood. And what they're going to do is they're going to lay an egg, fill it full of pollen and food for the larva of the bee to eat. And then they'll put a wood plug in, and on top of that, then they'll plug it full of more pollen and lay another egg, and then another plug, then more pollen, another egg, about 8 or 9 in a row. And then those will develop over a year or even a couple of months when it's warm. And then they'll emerge as an adult, and they'll chew their way out of this wood because they have those real strong jaws. So that's a carpenter bee, and they're really common, especially here in Southern California. And the black ones are females, and the red ones are males. Okay, so here's the carpenter bee again. One last thing before I let it go. I just wanted to remind you, I keep saying this is the female. They're all black like this, and that the males are red. The unique thing is that the females can sting, but the males cannot. The females have an egg-laying organ. That's their stinging. That's what they use to sting. And so, yes, this big female can sting, but the males, the red ones, they cannot sting. So I just wanted to remind you about that. And then one last thing, of course, whenever you're out and around and taking a look at things, just make sure that you take the time to take a closer look. It's a beautiful bee. There she goes.